Hi and welcome guys. You're watching DCSI YouTube channel. My name is Diego. We are going to have a series of video overviews regarding music production and sound design software during the next months. We will be speaking about virtual instruments, virtual effects, some mobile application and some audio tools as well. In this first episode we are going to speak about Falcon. Falcon is a brand new hybrid instrument by UVI. It's available for Macintosh and Windows computer. Now Falcon is a mix of a powerful multi-sample format playback engine and a brilliant virtual synthesizer, bringing you several kinds of audio synthesis, a terrific warehouse of high-quality effects, a multi-part mixer with up to 17 pairs of stereo outputs, a performance machine all in one package. The audio quality of Falcon is brilliant and is fitting many kinds of music and sound productions. So it's perfectly but the simple user willing to play straight out of the box, just loading one of the many factory presets based on a large library of samples and synth patches included, and the creativity of professional sound designers. Once learned, its interface will surely find it's a real powerhouse, fun and challenging to use and experiment with. It really can blow the house down with its programs where synthesis and samples come together. Being a UVI product, is fully compatible with all the previously released UVI library for UVI workstation and UVI powered instruments. Nevertheless, Falcon has the ability to load and manipulate sounds of all the audio formats: AV file, MP3, MP4, REX, WAV files and many others. After a smooth installation process of the software in its factory library, Falcon shows up with a minimal resizable interface divided in 3 main sections. Let's load our part. Okay, on the left side we find a tree view. As you can see, the tree view where, if needed, users and sound designers can get into details when it comes to look inside the structure of a patch, looking for a specific option. That's pretty handy when a specific part is made of several layers of sound engines, modulations, effects, envelopes and so on. At the center we can see the main edit window. The main window is divided in 5 tabs. The first one is the info area, where we can find the simple interface with available, if any, all the knobs and switches, controlling the sound parameters assigned by the sound designer or by ourselves. With those we can tweak each patch in an easy way while performing, without being confused by looking at all the synth structured knobs at the same time present in the edit window. The second tab is the edit section. The edit section is where we are truly building a patch, adding oscillators or sample players, envelopes, LFO filters, effects, additional modulations, arpeggiators, set sequencers and much more. The third one is the effects section, in which are visually duplicated the effects we may have had in the edit tab, show it here in a more accessible and readable way for further editing. For example, dual delay was here hidden, is pretty visible here under the effects tab. The fourth tab is the events one. The events section is our work area when using a MIDI player or for working with tuning and micro-tuning options, scales and microscales, loading pre-built ones or editing custom tunings. Then finally we are having the modes section. The mode section gives easier access to program and edit all the modulation we were adding in the edit panel. As you saw already, there's the browser on the right, allowing us to browse our computer hard disks and folders to find and load our sample libraries such as the UVI ones, selecting our patches, or within the resources that we need, like these ones, when building a program from scratch. To load an UVI instrument is as easy as double-clicking as we were normally doing in a UVI workstation, like this. Let's load again a new patch. As a virtual synthesizer, Falcon offers several kinds of audio synthesis, all available to be used even at the same time, even on a single patch. The related available oscillators are as many as 15 different ones. Let's have a look. Here we are. We're having virtual analog, phase distortion, frequency modulation, wavetable, analog stock with up to 8 oscillators altogether. We're having noise generators, black oscillators, which is a kind of physical inspired string synthesis with a sample playback engine, an audio synthesis engine and a noise generator. Drum synth oscillator like this one, an organ sound oscillator. On the sample side, as sample libraries player and editor, the internal Falcon engine bring you high-quality time stretching, scrub, granular and multi-granular playback based on the ICAM first-class audio algorithms. There's even a so-called slice oscillator, useful for drum loops, which when loaded will be split automatically in our selected keyboard range zone. Beside that, we are having all the other professional options available nowadays in high-end sample player, such as round-robin, K-splits and K-switches. Now, usually one can use only some of these ways of creating and manipulating sounds in other synths and sample players, rarely at the same time and on a single preset, while instead Falcon allows. These, in fact, can be combined together to give birth to pretty deep creations, making it a sound designer heaven, writing in the same patch and played in a single keyboard, assigning them to single key or key zones. While building up things in Falcon, its modularity aspect allows us to modulate and sub-modulate, practically speaking, anything available. For this purpose on board you'll find full optional LFO and envelopes of any kind, actually 8 modulators. We can see here AHD, analog ADSR, attack decay, DA-HDSR, an army of different LFO, multi-envelope and step envelope, and of course we are having also a step sequencer and a much deeper arpeggiator. Absolutely noteworthy regarding the filter section, bringing you plenty of them, is that there's available any kind of filter envelopes. Let's have a look. Multi-envelope, and the step envelopes. While doing our patch, adding, tweaking, moving all these is just one click away. Simply dragging and dropping things from the browser of the right to the edit window. Plus modulating and assigning things can be easily done, also right-clicking over a chosen parameter like I'm doing right now. Add a modulation, or add MIDI learn of course, add velocity, K-follow, or we can make available these controls in the main window under the info tab, just right-clicking and doing macros. I want, for example, to make available this pawn, right-clicking, assign to macro, add a new macro. Let's go to the info tab, and it's here. Now, in addition to all this and complementary to this sound design process, are available on board 80 high-quality audio effects of really any kind, included in the well-known UVI spark verb and the Redux effect too. Let's have a quick view here under the effects tab. You can see we are having many delays, reverb, modulation effects such as chorus, flanger, phaser, a rotary effect. We are having many kind of filter, equalizer, drive and overdrive effect, dynamic effects. We are having even analysis tools and many others for specific purpose like bass sound, drum sound, guitar sounds, master effects and so on. Each one of these effects offers some presets as a starting point. Usually they are listed here on the right upper corner. Okay, you can see. I can add an effect at a layer level. Okay, also simply adding here below, and they can be added also at a program level, impacting all the preset. Even more, it's possible to chain and save a set of custom configured effects. We can do this easily going under the Effects tab. Now this means that we can build our own multi-effect rack, which we can save and reload anytime, anywhere. Please do understand, Falcon is able to handle layers of oscillators, sound engines and sample playback as much as your CPU power will allow you. Anyway, I guess you start to figure out which kind of sound design and music performance machine this is. At this point you may ask yourself, as we were just working on a single part, if it's possible to add more of them at the same time. Yes, of course we can do it so easily like I'm doing now. Of course these are now empty, so after you have to start to build from scratch your own. I want to show you how easy and intuitive it is to build a simple patch from scratch. So let's erase the old one, add a new part. I'm going under the edit tab. I'm going to look for an oscillator. Let's take this one, and I want the oscillator, in this case is a preset, to impact the whole keyboard, so I will drag and drop it in the mapping area. If I'm holding and going toward the bottom, it will be assigned to just a range of the keyboard, the chosen one. If I'm pushing up, it will be assigned to the whole keyboard. Now I want to assign a filter, so let's go look for a filter under the effect tab, analog filter. I'm just dragging and dropping it at the key group level. In this case I may have done this also at a program level. Now I want to modulate this cutoff, so I'm going to take an LFO, or just to mention another way, I can just simply right click over the knob, add modulation, internal, new LFO. Voila, it appears at the bottom, as well as you will find it under the modes tab. Now if I want to change the shape of the LFO, I'm just clicking and holding over this waveform and choose another one. I want to add a delay. Let's go to effect section, take a dual delay, always at the program level. The chorus, here we are. And finally a reverb, a spark reverb. All these effects are available under the effects tab. Okay, and I can save them as a multi-rack effect. Okay, let's move on. So at this point you may ask yourself, how is it possible to organize all these signal flows, such a large amount of sounds in a single instance and performance? That's why there is a mixer. Being Falcon, this multi-timbral instrument has a dedicated internal mixer. As we said already, it has up to 17 pairs of outputs available, with as many channels as the number of parts we were going to add and build in the single instance, all at the same time, having each one a dedicated volume, a pan knob, and insert effects, out sends, plus the obvious master section with again insert effects slot. This means that practically speaking you can build an entire songs internally and route it to your DAW in separate channels for further editing and adding MIDI playback capabilities. At this point there's the performance tab left, this one. Now the performance tab is where we make choices regarding anything useful for preparing our performance and MIDI related, choosing and assigning MIDI channels, keyboard zone, velocity splits, key switches, plus main outs and so on. Besides MIDI, Falcon can be remote and controlled from any compatible OSC software and interface. If you are interested about adding or using scripts and event processing to manipulate parameters or creating the user interface thanks to its internal event processor with many pre-built presets, its script processor and the available Lua scripting language, you will be able to do so. This will allow you to get deeper into sound processing and create to any kind of instrument interface such as the UVI libraries and powered instruments ones. If you're wondering which kind of music production and sound design Falcon fits better, actually the answer is any. From loading and playing patches bringing you orchestral sample libraries to custom punk guitar sample, from ambient chill out, lounge, dirty electro, glitch, polyrhythms, soundscapes, dubsteps, jazzy night sessions to minimal electro, four on the floor or country music, Falcon will be your friend for many years ahead. So expect many brilliant sound designers across the globe to join the party and prepare tons of stunning sound libraries and instruments for Falcon, as much as you will probably start soon to desire building your own. So guys, we came to the end. I hope I gave you a glimpse of what this brilliant piece of software is able to do. Please subscribe to this channel if you want to keep following DCSI with incoming brand new music and sound production related video. But most of all, have fun. Go make some noise now. Thanks for watching and be well.